All right, well, I have a problem. It's a semi-big problem, but it's definitely a problem, and it has to do with my flooring. Take a look. It is this guy. It's in my kitchen. This is where the linoleum met at a spot. As you can see, they kind of piece some pieces together. And because these bar stools are here, a little bit of mopping, separation, it's not looking too good. And obviously there's dust under there because now I got crumbs. But, yep. So we gotta fix that. But there are also other spots that are now starting to separate. You can start seeing the grooves a little bit more. We've been in here about 4 years now. Shout out to my light that's under my cabinets. And I got a plan. And that plan involves going to the flooring store that I know has flooring, because this is where all the builders got the floor for my house. And I seen it on the back of the sticker on one of the scrap pieces of stuff they left in the closet. So let's go check it out. And I'm back. I made a decision. We got some LVP flooring. It is called Monaco. It is a 5.5 mil thickness with a 20 mil wear layer, which I heard is pretty decent. So let's see what it looks like. And this is Monaco. It is like a grayish color, but it also has like hints of tans and browns. So we wanted gray, but then everyone's talking about how gray is not in style and it's flipper special. So we got one that has the gray because our house, even though it's a very good size, the way it's set up, because we got a 3-car garage in the front of the house, that the really only windows are in the back of the house and the front. So there's really no light coming from the side, so it does get a little dark. So we wanted something that wouldn't be too dark and lighten up the space. So we figured a grayish tone will be good, as well as get one that has a little bit more of a natural wood tone by getting a little bit of brown in it, and it should be great. Ideally, I'm going to install this all myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I also got a vapor barrier thingy thing. Just like always, let's do this. You know, looking for flooring is actually a very stressful process because it's a very big decision to make, because it could definitely make or break the room. So I was going to Home Depot, Lowe's, trying to find so many different samples, but the samples are so small. So I'm over here trying to throw it on the website to see who has it, where you could actually watch it online. It's a whole ordeal. But so when I made this choice, I went back and forth with Sherelle, and she was like, hey, it's up to you. And that's a lot of pressure on me. So I went with the Monaco. And tell me what you guys think. So this is what it ideally look like. I actually think it looks pretty good, especially with the walls, because it's not really too gray. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. All right, let's do this. Well, what will make this life a whole lot easier is if I can actually just pull up everything off the ground and do it all at once. Problem is, it's gonna take me a couple days to probably kind of get this all done. Plus I'm a novice at this, never had to do it before. I did it once, like I helped my friend Rel lay down flooring at the house before. But we have to have the house semi-functional, and I have nowhere to put a lot of this stuff. So the goal is I'll start from the kitchen, work my way this way. When I get to almost ready to kind of come into the living room, I'll pull the couch over to the kitchen, then I'll whip out the carpet, and then I'll start working over there. But I'll do it so that I can actually do it in sections, and I'll also start putting the trim back at the same time as well. And ideally, things should go by pretty smoothly. That is ideally, but we got a lot to do. Move the fridge so I can start from behind the fridge, then remove some of the trim, and we should be good. Let's do this. All right, so this is how we're looking right now. I got a couple ways to hold it in place. Got it in here. So this is where the fridge goes. I wanted to kind of get this in first because I started here, cut it back a little bit so that I could make sure it lined up perfectly. With this transition straight down, and we're looking good. This is a pretty straightforward process. Once you get the first couple rows down, which is the hardest because they kind of shift when you're trying to add more. So I had to get some 40-pound weights. Once you get that first row down, it's a lot easier. go ahead and get yourself a scrap piece so you can kind of use the scrap piece to hit things back into place to get a nice clean seam. So mine has a beveled edge, so you can still see the beveled, but some of them might not have it, so the closer you get it, the better, and life will be good. Now, you could honestly use like anything you want to cut the vinyl. So you can use, right now I'm just using a utility knife. I also have a jigsaw that I'm using when I get to certain areas. But for now, just where I'm at, I'm okay with just using a utility knife. If you're gonna use a utility knife, definitely make sure you have some sort of square. Preferably one with the little ledges so it can actually stay onto the piece that you're trying to get to. And it's big enough for your piece of plank that you have. Score it good times, a few times, and it snaps pretty easy. Then you just have to do a quick cut to cut the backing off. 1, 2, 3. You can use a chop saw, a miter saw. It's not necessary, plus it's really dusty. I did use a hand saw for when I had to cut a long piece a little narrower, and that was kind of messy. Like I was getting things swung over, so you definitely need some safety goggles if you're going to use this type of actual saw. But so far, it's pretty straightforward and easy. And what I'm doing with the seams, when I'm actually putting a water barrier down, I'm using tape in order to kind of tape them together. And then I kind of do in a section. The pain, which I'm not ready for, it's going to be a pain, is the entryway has glued down hardwood floors. And I know that's going to be a pain. So hopefully it's good. But what you do is you start off in the top left corner of whatever room you're going to be in, and you go straight from there. It's pretty straightforward. I do have to do a little interesting because I have to go into the pantry, and I'm not too sure how I'm gonna get in there just yet, but hopefully things just line up and it shouldn't be too much of a headache. Hopefully. What I'll probably do is dry fit some stuff, make sure it dry fits, and then cut off a little piece and put it back in there so it attaches back. That's the plan anyway. We'll figure it out as we go. All right, well, I have to do a little slither of a piece. Don't worry about missing the vapor barrier. I'm actually going to cut a thin strip and tape it down, but it'll be easier kind of let you guys see the difference. So you take another full slip piece, which is I have right here. I pretty much lined it up with the other row that's ready here, so it pretty much starts where that one ends, off by a couple little things. But you take a scrap piece with a straight edge and you line it up here, and what you'll do is once it's lined up, alright, so I'm using a permanent marker, but you don't have to, because honestly if you do it fast enough it just rubs right off. And also a lot of this is going to get covered by the quarter round, and then you kind of line it up with against the wall. You just use that and go like that, then all the way down, and it should stick to where your line should be, and it should follow the curve of your wall or cabinet. My cabinet is actually pretty uneven when they put it in. Good old builders, man. And I've been using a jigsaw for the long cuts, so you can use a jigsaw. If you have to have a table saw, you can use that as well. Definitely when you have a long piece like that, you probably don't want to score it and snap it, because it pretty much doesn't snap evenly. So there you go. Yeah, so you have to get yourself a pull bar. I've been using the scrap piece to bang a lot of pieces in, but honestly this comes in handy when it's in like a tight area where I can't put my scrap piece in. So definitely get yourself a pull bar. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. This section is completely done. Still working on that. We're done here. I even start putting back the crown molding back all over. Because, like I said, I'm trying to move in a way that where I could kind of finish one side, then move so that it doesn't disturb the house too much. But yeah, we're coming together. Yeah. Now, the only thing I realized was that I should have held off on doing this until I redid the pantry, because I did want to put cabinets at the base of this. But Sherrod cleaned up the pantries today, but I am still going to put cabinets at the base, so I guess the only good thing is that at least the ground will be nice and level. It actually made a big difference, I feel like, in just the space itself. So, I like it. Today I did 8, 16, close to about 24 hours into this project, and I've gotten pretty much all of the kitchen, the pantry, that entryway. I'm working on this little bar area section now. It wasn't too bad. The hardest part was really like making sure that when I hit my transitions, they look smooth. So like coming here by this door, making sure that's one solid piece. But then not only that, but making sure that the boards on this side of the island match up with this side. So when they come all the way down, it's a straight line and life is good, and it transitions smoothly into the back, into the garage door. As well as these transition smooths directly into this door without any like threshold transition T molding things. Also coming out of the area where the fridge is, making sure that kind of comes flush straight out in one straight line. So like I started Friday night, like around 6 o'clock in the evening. I didn't stop till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Majority of that was kind of just getting into the pantry area and figuring that out. That was like a figuring out. Saturday, because today's Sunday night, Saturday I focused on finishing the pantry and then making my way on the other side of the island down into the garage doorway. That took a while because, like I said, I was trying to figure out how to get this all taken care of. And now today I spent most of my time actually in like the main breakfast area, kitchen area that transitions into the living room, pulling up some of the carpet and starting to work my way that way. But also, I don't have a place to store anything. So like, I need to bring the couch on this side of the house. So I need to finish this side. It's a whole ordeal, but we're making it work. It's not that bad. Like once I got into the open area, it started to move pretty quickly. You know, the hardest part has honestly been the labor itself, because it is physically demanding. Like figuring out the cuts was a little awkward at first, but once you kind of get in a good flow, it's pretty easy to start to get into the good groove and you're good to go from there. I watched a couple videos. I'm gonna drop the link to the guy I watched because he could probably explain a lot more of how I kind of figured out how to cut my different transition pieces and stuff like that. I really just use the same method he used with like a scrap piece, building out the flooring around that area and then using that to like trace. Like it's actually pretty simple once you gotta get a good flow of it and understand it. But like my knees, I had to get some knee pads, my thighs, my hamstrings, my lower back. I woke up this morning, and that's probably what slows me down a lot, is that like I woke up early, and yes, I was out here working since like 9 a.m. but I wasn't really moving very fast. It took like maybe a couple, like 2 hours before my body actually warmed up It's like, all right, now I'm back in the groove. So I was moving pretty slow at first, both days. So it is physically demanding. So that's really more of the pain more than anything else. I bought a nail gun from Walmart. It's just a battery powered one. It actually works really well. So I've been putting back the crown mold, the quarter round as I actually move over. I still got to go back and caulk a lot of it to kind of fill the gaps. But so far I haven't broken any quarter round because I've become a professional about removing quarter round recently. But I haven't broken any. And then I'll just caulk it back, just paint it over, bada bing, bada boom, like it's good. Well, started this last Friday. Today's Friday. Well, not really, because I started it Friday night, probably about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Did that for a couple hours. Worked on it all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, only did it after work for a couple hours. Wednesday, Thursday, I was all in from morning to close. Same thing today. But we're making moves, we're making it work. It's more tedious than anything else, trying to figure it out, like how I hit my corners. That's really about the things that slow me down. Also, physically, it does take a toll. I have about 1,300 square feet to do, so it's a lot. But, you know, we get it there little by little. Hopefully, I'm in the bathroom now. Then I'll be in the, also, that pulling up the flooring and the actual glue down flooring was a pain. That took maybe 6 hours to get up, and I still didn't get up all the way. So now I'm just taking that little by little when I need it. But ideally, we're good. And keep it going. A little sweat equity never hurt no one. That's why I keep telling myself. Look at him, drenched in sweat though. You know? Let's do this. All right, well, it is 3:24 in the morning on Easter Sunday, and I am done. Well, kind of done. We actually have Easter dinner happening at the house tomorrow, so I had to get kind of a lot of things in order. But for the most part, look at this. We are done. I'm still in the process of cleaning up my mess, but yeah, we back. Look at this. It's looking good. I went ahead and caulked most of it. I ran out of caulk though, so I do still have to go back again at certain spots. But as of right now, it's looking really good. And then I have to get more flooring so I can finish this room as well as finish this here. But otherwise, looking pretty good. Don't mind the mess in here. This actually stuff goes in the other closet, but I needed to hold it here because we have Easter dinner happening tomorrow. There were a few trouble spots. So under the steps, this actually ended early. I thought I was going to make it perfect, but it didn't. So I had to cut a nice little thin strip and glue it down and kind of glue it back there. And then I used 1/4 rounds of shoe molding to kind of fill in the gaps on the side. I was actually pretty proud of this one right here. It still has to get painted, so it looks kind of rough. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I did a small little zigzag. Came out pretty good though. It looks weird now because I do have to paint it. Once I paint it, it won't look too crazy. But yeah, coming together. The dog area. Nigga, you doing alright there, man? Nigga's doing alright. Yeah, we're looking good. See what the pantry is looking like. Oh yeah. Now, I've always had the cabinets light, top and bottom, but I do like how it reflects off the ground now. So I am going to put some on this side as well, because I do have power in there. So, but I do like how that looks. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this fireplace yet, because my intention was I have to repaint it anyway because it's starting to like peel off from the stuff being put on it, so that black is kind of chipped a little bit. So I do have to repaint it, and I was actually going to paint the trim I put around it, the 1/4 round or shoe molding, black to match. But I actually like the white because the white does kind of match the rest of the fireplace. So I don't know. Now, this is a piece of slate, so there's nowhere for me to nail anything into. So what I did instead was I used Loctite caulk glue, and I pretty much glued these guys together in like a U, fit it back on after I did a few dry fits, and then I glued it to this actual stuff. So it's not actually attached to the flooring, so that the floor, because there's a floating floor, could shift with the temperature changes. But I don't know. What you guys think? Should I paint it black? Should I leave it white? I'll let you guys decide. But there is still the workout room that I have to finish. I used all the boxes I had. I bought 60 boxes. I used all of them. Literally down to the last piece of a box. Now there are some like strips in the workout room that I can use to start new rows. I'll need to get a couple boxes though so I can finish the workout room and the closet in there. I don't know. I calculated it twice. I don't know how I miscalculated. Only thing I am thinking, which I could be completely wrong, is the pantry is longer rather than wider. And the way it's in, it's pretty much, the flooring is perpendicular with the longer wall. So I'm wondering if like that room, as well as the room where the dogs are, it made it burn, I don't want to say burn through a lot more pieces because I had to do a lot more cuts faster, and I lost there. And maybe when I was trying to figure, because even when I look at it, I don't have that much waste. So I don't really know how I was short, but it is what it is. I'll go get some more, and I might actually get enough to do the bathrooms upstairs for the kids' bathroom, our bathroom, as well as the laundry room. I'll see how. I'll measure everything out tomorrow and run up there Monday, grab a couple boxes, because it is on sale, so I might just do it. I'm already in it. Boy, my body hurts though. My body's been hurting every single day since I started. My hands are like feel swollen, I guess from using the hammer and the chisel, the mallet, taking up that that glue down wood flooring was a pain. That was a pain. But I saved a lot of money, which is good because I do like nice things, but I don't have the money to always like get somebody to do it. It took me a little longer, a little sweat equity. Like I said, never hurt anybody. But yeah, let me know what you guys think though. I don't even know how this filming worked out because this whole week is a blur. So when I edit this video, it's gonna be very interesting to see the content. Like I told you guys earlier, I'm still trying to figure out what to record, what not to record. I'm sorry, but it's to inspire you still to go out there, and you could do it too. In another video, I'll pretty much tell you guys the tools needed, because this video is probably going to be pretty long. I'll tell you guys the tools needed to accomplish this, and that's it. Until next time, hit that subscribe button, people. I gotta clean this turkey now, and then I'm going to go to sleep. Yeah, I'm tired. Let's do this.